Hey kids, Mr. Fly here, hope you're well. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my newest bike, which is the absolutely crazy, batshit mad 208 brake horsepower Ducati Streetfighter V4S. So here she is, folks, the absolutely stonking Ducati Streetfighter V4S that I bought 2 months ago now that I've had this. I've done around about 500 miles in that time. I haven't done any particularly long journeys, any tours or anything like that. That's all been 500 local miles, but been really enjoying riding it and getting to know it a little bit. And given I've done that sort of mileage, I thought it's high time I gave you a bit of an update on how I'm getting on with the bike. And really just thinking about, you know, how this works with me, because I know a lot of people were very surprised when I got this in the first place, thinking that, you know, 208 brake horsepower, it's a proper hairy, lairy sort of machine. Is this the sort of bike that's suitable for me, or am I going to quickly get into buyer's remorse? Well, in this video, we'll think about that. So in a word, and spoiler alert, no, I'm absolutely not suffering buyer's remorse. I mean, just look at this thing. It's absolutely stonking. I love the looks of this bike. And one of the reasons that I went for this is because I wanted a bike that was going to make me feel special every single time I rode it. Ducatis always do that, and this one absolutely does that. Every time I come back from a ride on this, I've got a massive grin on my face, and I'm absolutely loving the bike. Having said that, not all is perfect with the machine. So you may remember, if you've been following the story of me buying the Streetfighter, that when I bought this 8 weeks ago, there are a few items that I ordered at the time that were outstanding when I actually bought the bike. Well, I'm sad to say I'm still waiting for a lot of those things. There are some updates though. So one of those things you may remember was this top cover here on the front of the fuel tank. I was a bit concerned because it had some sort of shiny marks on the front where I think a key ring or whatever had been flapping about. You can see now that I've just put a little tiny bit of tape on there that doesn't flap on anything. I might even take that off actually and just use the key. But I'm really thrilled to say that the guys at the dealership have managed to source me a brand new one of those from Ducati under the warranty. So that's in, that is ready to be fitted once the other bits and pieces are available. So really chuffed about that. Next up, bar end mirrors. I ordered those 8 weeks ago as well, and we're still waiting for those to come in. So yeah, I think they're going to make a lot of difference to the way that the bike looks here. These mirrors are absolutely fine, but they are a bit massive on the front. Bar ends will just tidy this up, so I'm still waiting for those 8 weeks later. Next thing we're waiting for, tail tidy. All new bikes have these ridiculous plastic appendages, don't they? So I'm waiting for a tail tidy to come in still, and then with that, I'll be replacing these horrible plastic indicators. I mean, look at these for a premium bike. They're not great, are they? Just horrible things. I've got some of the Ducati Performance ones, you know, the progressive ones to go on the tail tidy once that's all in. So another thing I'm still waiting for. I'm also waiting for some handlebar risers, which I think are actually in, but I want to do this all in one go, just to give me a little bit more of a comfortable position. I only raise the handlebars by about an inch, and I'll get them tilted back slightly as well, just to improve the riding position a bit. And then last but not least, slightly smaller number plate, but again, there's no point putting that on until I've got the tail tidy fitted. So a bit disappointing that I don't yet have a date that those parts are going to be in and I'm going to get them fitted, but they are on the way and looking forward to getting that done. All right, enough chatting about the bits that are outstanding. Should we go for a ride? Alrighty, so when it actually comes to riding the machine, you may recall, if you watched my previous videos, that concerns I had were a little bit about comfort of riding the bike. That's to do with a number of things. First thing I've already mentioned, which is the riding position. A little bit lead forward, a little bit wristy, not hideously so for a naked bike of this type, but hoping those bar risers and adjusting the bars will sort that out. And then the other main concern I had was around the snatchy throttle at slow speeds, which on my very first ride after I bought the machine did seem to be a problem. Well, I'm very pleased to report, after several tanks of E5 fuel, that's the super unleaded stuff, and I run all my machines on E5 for various reasons, but a few people mentioned a few of that through might sort that problem out, and weirdly it has. Now I haven't done loads and loads of miles on the machine, but this is a very thirsty bike indeed, and the fuel light comes on after about 80-85 miles, and I'm normally filling her up by 100 miles, so I have got through 5 or 6 tanks of E5 since I had the bike, and that has definitely improved things as far as the snatchy throttle is concerned. Slow speed, she's much better now. That, coupled with the fact, hello, I'm beyond the police here, that coupled with the fact that after, oh, it's an ambulance actually, all is well, after 500 or so miles,
I have learnt a little bit more about how to ride the bike, and I think perhaps my throttle hand has become a little bit more sensitive and a little bit more finessed. So snatchy throttle at low speed, no longer such an issue as it was, so happy about that. The other thing related to comfort was that the suspension was quite hard. This has got that Olin suspension on, the semi-active stuff front and back. All very tempted to squirt by them, but thought better of it as I'm behind an ambulance. But yeah, on the suspension front, what I've done is backed the suspension right off to its softest possible setting. And even though it was set quite soft anyway when it's in road mode, just backing it off the 2 extra clicks that I had effectively electronically has made a difference and made the suspension a little bit softer. Now, of course, it's still a hairy, lairy performance bike, so it's still quite hard, the suspension. We're not talking cruiser soft, but it has made the bike a lot more rideable. Many people said fiddle with the electronics and you'll make it right, and the other bit of electronics that I fiddled with was also the engine braking control, which was only set on 2 out of about 5 or 8 anyway, but again I've backed that right off to effectively 0, so I've got effectively no engine braking now when I roll off, and I've just found that has made all the difference to how the bike rides. Again, I think it's contributing to reducing that sort of snatchiness on the throttle. So those few tanks of fuel, tinkering with the electronics, has made the bike altogether much more rideable, much more enjoyable. And yeah, I've got those few things I'm still waiting for, but you know, the foibles on the bike are far less now, and every bike is a thrilling, exciting, every ride is a thrilling and exciting experience on this bike. Just go gently past this little speed camera thing. Now, the longest ride I've done on the bike was probably about 90 miles, and I have to say that was like a 2 or 3 hour ride. After that I had pretty much enough, so I don't think this is going to be a bike that I'm going to be taking and doing long tours on. But for local blats, and for maybe packing up in the trailer and taking to places where there are great roads, then this is going to be absolutely excellent. So yeah, at the moment I'm absolutely loving the bike.
So at the moment I am thinking this bike is going to be a keeper, at least for a couple of years to get the novelty out of my system, and then my sort of general aim is to cut down on the number of bikes that I've got in the garage, because you can only ride 1 at a time, can't you? And I'm thinking maybe the optimal number of bikes to have is 2, so one of those will be my GS, because that's my sensible touring bike, and it remains to be seen whether it will be the V4S, the Streetfighter, or whether it will be my Kawasaki Z900 RS that remains as my sort of fun bike. We'll see. Again, I'm loving both those bikes at the moment, so they're both keepers for the time being, but over time one of those will go, and hopefully I won't replace it, but you know what us motorcyclists are like, I'll probably think of something else I want by then. Anyway, that's it for now. Just a quick update on how I'm getting on with the Streetfighter, because a number of you asked. Hope you found that of some interest. I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Until then, this has been the Missenden Flyer. Cheerio.
Traffic in the southeast is just a killer, even though every bike ride on this Ducati is epic. Oh, the traffic and the roads around here definitely aren't. Roll on Spain 2026. Oh, what a thing this is. And that's the end of my fun. Stop recording.